Overlook has been delivering babies for 100 years, helping families to grow in New Jersey and across the region.
She was born at Overlook in 19... Never mind.
Having a great NICU was important to me.
The nurses were terrific. The lactation team here at Overlook made me feel so confident at breastfeeding.
The massage and the congratulations dinner were a nice surprise.
At Overlook, moms matter.
We're thrilled that generations of people can proudly say, we were born at Overlook.
We were born at Overlook.
My beautiful daughter was born at Overlook.
They were born at Overlook Hospital, very good hospital.
We were all born here.
We love Overlook.
We love Overlook! He was born at Overlook.
To our friends at Overlook Medical Center, it's hard to believe that it'll soon be 2 years since Barry had a stroke. There are so many amazing people and moments in our story that it's difficult to know where to start. When Barry was asked to tell his story in a commercial, he wasn't sure what I would say, but I know the power of a commercial. A few weeks before Barry's stroke, I happened to see one on TV that talked about the signs of a stroke, like facial droop, arm weakness, and slurred speech, but also about the risk factors. The commercial said that people who have had AFib or heart failure are more likely to have a stroke within 5 years. Barry had had both a few years ago. This was the first in a series of significant events for Barry and for our family. Because of that commercial, I knew Barry was having a stroke. I knew that I had to act quickly and call an ambulance. I knew that the faster we got him care, the better chance he had for a complete recovery. What I didn't know was the depth and expertise of the amazing team at Atlantic Health System's Overlook Medical Center. It was as if the finest team of EMTs, neurologists, nurses, and ED doctors in the world were just waiting for our call. Barry likes to say they were ready for me. And he is right. What an awesome feeling to know that this team and this highly specialized state-of-the-art facility is right here in Summit, New Jersey, and that they are ready for you in your scariest moments. Their focus isn't just to save your life, but to get you back your life. So it is with heartfelt gratitude that Barry and I thank Dr. Belt, the specialized stroke nurses in the Overlook Emergency Department, the Atlantic Health EMTs, and everyone who touched us that day and in the days that have followed. Perhaps this commercial will be a moment that matters for someone else. Sincerely, June Rogers.
It was like any other morning when suddenly I couldn't speak or move my hands. I was having a stroke. When the ambulance arrived, a neurologist was with me immediately through telestroke technology. By the time I got to Overlook, they were ready for me. I received clot-busting medicine within 14 minutes of arrival. Now I'm back to work. Where you go for stroke care matters.
Atlantic Health System, because every moment is a moment that matters.
Tremors, essential tremors. I had this hand done last year. When I first started noticing any tremors, this was about maybe 12 years ago, but I didn't really pay much attention to it. You just kind of dismiss. I'll work around it. But it continually got worse.
Deep brain stimulation is a brain pacemaker. In our brain, when we have certain diseases, the signals, the electrical signals traveling around the brain become disordered. A little bit like when an orchestra is first tuning and everyone is kind of playing whatever they want to play. What deep brain stimulation does is it provides a regular set of electrical impulses that kind of drown out that noise and let the natural impulses go through. So whether it's Parkinson's disease or tremor, deep brain stimulation helps with the symptoms by getting rid of the bad or disordered signals that are traveling in the brain.
This may sound funny, and this is why I'm having my left hand done as well. If you ever tried to cut a piece of steak on a plate, at first it started just, I'll get this piece over here or something like that. Cut a piece of steak on a plate, and I'll chase it over here. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'll chase it over here. I was chasing a damn steak all over the place. Just to cut a little tiny piece. And this is what it's all about. It's just horrible to be able to maneuver like this here.
How are you doing, my friend? Okay. Good. You look like Kelly got a hold of you. It's good.
Deep brain stimulation surgery occurs in 2 stages. The first stage is the placement of the electrodes very precisely into the brain, and the second stage is the placement of the implantable pulse generator, which we call the battery.
Did you feel something in your hand? What did you feel?
Like a shot.
A little shot. That was the lead going in.
At the University of Michigan, most often deep brain stimulation is done awake. The reason for this is that it's absolutely critical that we know that we're in exactly the right spot. Even in the same disease, different patients' brains are different. By having the patient awake in the operating room, there's an opportunity for Dr. Chu and Karen Cluin, our speech pathologist, to rigorously test the patient and make sure for that patient the lead is in exactly the right spot.
As fast as you can. Go.
Huckleberry, 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 huckleberry.
Perfect. You can stop. So you did 7 huckleberries in 5 seconds. You're doing okay.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Actually, do you know if your place in Florida is okay?
As far as I know,
Yeah.
I think I still have a roof.
Okay. All
Yes,
right.
that's it.
Today is my first visit with Dr. Chu to have my settings made.
So when we test them, you can turn on the stimulator and you can see a tremor basically melt away almost immediately once you get the right setting. And it's actually one of the best things in the world to see someone shaking around when they're holding a cup, and then you turn it on and just a few seconds afterwards that tremor goes away and they're able to take a cup from a table and then bring it to their mouth and be able to drink from it without spilling. It's one of the best things I think you could ever see in the world.
We went through the different levels. Just holding my hand here now, it is activated and you can see that it's a lot different than it was an hour ago. I understand that some people are afraid you're going to open up my head, you're going to drill my skull, you're going to have 14 stitches later on, and then I got to go back a couple weeks later, and then you got to connect everything and run a wire down my neck into a stimulator. Oh no, that's too much, I don't know if I could deal with it, but it's not really that bad. If your actions are that uncontrolled in doing daily tasks, I advise it for everybody.